One of the hottest new snack trends today is actually a sequel to a street food that's been around for hundreds of years. The Glendale Galleria in Glendale, California is 6,000 miles away from Spain. So when I heard that a revolution in Spanish fritters was happening in this mall, I had to see for myself. You may know them as churros, but at this bakery, these Spanish fritters have become churros. Do you know how to pronounce this?
Churro?
It's actually churro.
Churro?
Churro.
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 As in, I'm sure. And one thing is definitely for sure.
It's really good.
It's got this really nice crunch on the outside, and then the middle is just doughy and amazing.
This is the most amazing churro I've ever had.
Vicente Cisneros, along with his partner Gaston Martinez, have been reinventing the churro ever since they opened their first churreria in 2008. I've had churros before, and it's typically coated in cinnamon and sugar.
Yeah, but ours is a different level.
So what's the difference?
We fill the churros, and then we coat it with chocolate, and then we drizzle with more chocolate, or coconut, peanuts, walnuts, whatever you want.
It's like gourmet churro.
Churro's menu includes a wide variety of exotic pastries, like the Berry Blast, filled with a tangy raspberry custard, coated in white chocolate, and topped with a berry drizzle.
It's delicious. It tastes like a crunchy jelly donut.
Or the ultimate sweet and savory churro, the mouth-watering maple bacon.
This right here is kind of like having all the breakfast stuff in one stick of goodness.
But the best-selling gourmet churro is by far the tiramisu. When have you ever had tiramisu that you could pick up with one hand?
No, this is it.
Tiramisu just got portable. Before these churros get their coats of color or wild toppings, they start out somewhat like the classic version. But not exactly. What makes your batter different from a classic Spanish batter?
We're adding butter and eggs to the mix like if it was a French pastry.
Leave it to the French. Always gonna bring butter and eggs to the party.
We're gonna start with some water.
We're starting on a stovetop. That's kind of unusual. Most batters would start in a mixing bowl, and we're actually starting over the heat. Next, we add a touch of salt and sugar, followed by a pound of butter, giving that richness, creaminess. The buttery batter is thickened with 2 pounds of flour and a French patisserie touch. All right, so now we're ready to add the eggs?
Yeah.
So it's really more like a dense dough than a waffle batter or funnel cake batter.
That's what's going to allow us to get the shape.
This is it. This is the churro batter.
It's done. It's ready to go.
The churro's iconic hollow tubular shape comes courtesy of a traditional Spanish baking tool.
We're using a manual churrera.
Churrera.
Yes.
And while Vicente makes it look easy, look at that.
It's coming. So basically, you gotta catch it from here.
Okay.
Cut it right there.
Making the perfect churro is harder than it looks.
Cut it. Cut it. Use this part. Yeah.
That is not good. Now, how do you cut it?
Let me show you.
Right, that one doesn't work either. There's a learning curve here. Okay, I got it. Watch this. Boom!
Oh.
And now I've sealed up the end, so we're gonna be able to fill it over there.
Yes. Into the fryer.
Into the fryer. After 10 minutes in the boiling oil, the crispy churros are done. Now they need to cool off for about ½ an hour, if you can wait that long. Can I try one right out of the fryer?
Be my guest.
Excellent. Wow. Look at this beautiful soft dough on the inside, golden brown on the out. I had no idea that the crunch was such a big part of the churro.
Yes.
It tastes great plain. Even with very little seasoning, I could eat it just like this. To make these churros churros, the retro Spanish street snacks are about to meet up with a classic Italian dessert, tiramisu. So this is a really classic tiramisu filling.
Right.
The only difference is no ladyfingers.
No ladyfingers. We're gonna be using the churro instead of that.
The tiramisu begins with pasteurized egg yolks, cocoa powder, sugar, and a jolt of concentrated coffee. This is not instant coffee. This is 100% Italian espresso beans. So you want to get a little buzz, a little real coffee flavor.
Yes. So we need one more element, cognac.
Cognac in a churro.
Yeah.
So you've really taken this very humble street food and elevated it to a fine dessert.
To the next level.
As my dessert remix continues, Spanish fritters transform into tiramisu. You're actually using mascarpone cheese. And a beloved breakfast meat collides with maple syrup and custard to create the ultimate twist on a churro.
The saltiness of the bacon with the sweet, it's an awesome combination.
I'm at XOORO in Glendale, California, turning simple Spanish churros into luscious tiramisu. Chef Vicente Cisneros has deconstructed the Italian dessert to create a fritter filling complete with cocoa, espresso beans, cognac, and
Our main base, which is the 2-pound mascarpone cheese.
I can't believe you're actually using mascarpone cheese to fill a churro. Now the rich mixture of chocolate, coffee, and cognac meets creamy Italian cheese. So you add tiramisu base to these egg whites?
Right.
This is concentrated tiramisu right here. At the heart of all of XOORO's fabulous fillings is a creamy custard made with sugar, eggs, milk, and butter. And that's what's really gonna give this that consistency that you love. After setting for 2 hours, the tiramisu custard is piped into the churros using pastry bags. One thing that's really characteristic of a churro is the fact that it's hollow inside. You've actually found something to do with the negative space inside of a churro.
Right, bringing flavor into it.
These filled fritters are now ready to head over to the XOORO bar for their finishing touches.
We're gonna proceed with milk chocolate coating.
And we're still not done.
This is the final stage. We're gonna put some dark chocolate drizzle. Sounds good?
I have to test the quality of this.
I agree, it's time.
Underneath the milk chocolate and the dark chocolate, I still get the espresso flavor. You still get the cognac flavor, the soft texture of the dough, and then right outside of that, the crunch. While the delicate tiramisu may be the most sophisticated churro on the menu, the most extreme flavor has got to be the maple bacon.
It tastes like breakfast, like a waffle.
Tastes like
With
a waffle.
bacon, yeah, the maple syrup.
They just go together, that salt and sweet. It's an awesome combination.
Made with maple syrup-infused custard, dipped in white chocolate, and coated in... This is real bacon?
It is real bacon.
That is amazing. Possibly my favorite right here. I love the salty and the smoky bacon with the maple syrup. It's like having a cylindrical waffle. Stop the press. Bacon and churro, where have you been all my life?